Logan Stankoven, to nobody's really surprise, is remaining a Carolina Hurricane on an 8-year extension carrying a $6 million AAV, which honestly is really, really good value for the Canes.
I don't have a read on this market at all. Not at all.
We can tell.
Not at all. The Garland thing, I'm like, all right.
$6 million.
That's about right. Demko is, if he returns to being Demko, all right. Every defensive contract we've seen signed is mind-boggling.
Yes.
Except for Ekblad, which is mind-boggling in the other direction. UFA years are at such an absurd premium around the league. Stankoven actually has quite a few RFA years remaining.
Yep.
And to me, this is a shut up, Adam. To me, this is a massive can you shut the to me, this is a massive discount for a really, really underrated player.
I agree. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Jesse,
get it all out, Daddy.
What do you have to add?
It's a big bet for somebody who has not played in the NHL a lot.
Yeah, he's getting $36 million for 52 career points so far. That's roughly almost $500,000 a point.
Career high 14 goal season. But
clearly this is a guy that Dallas really valued. He's the guy. He's the return for Mikko Rantanen, right? He does though, and this has been a problem for the Canes. He makes them more of what they are, which is smallish and zippy. But when you get later in the playoff rounds, that doesn't exactly help you against teams like Florida.
Yeah, that is true. But, he was pretty solid in the playoffs. He had 5 goals, 8 points in 15 games. I really like this player. And it's funny, like Jesse said, his career totals. I look down at the number and I go, I thought he scored a lot more than that. He is going to score a lot more than that. And I think part of
that's the bet.
It's the bet, 100%. Dallas is just such a hard team to find ice time on as a forward. And I think he's going to get a lot more on Carolina, especially as he gets older. I suspect there's going to be a lot of movement on Carolina. For a team that was supposedly in on Marner, I imagine they're in on Ehlers. For some reason, I think they're going to try to trade Kotkaniemi. That's going to be a fidgety
They also might need to fill out defense because Orlov is apparently not coming back.
Well, and after that playoff, I
don't blame them.
I don't think they're terribly sad about it.
My bet is that this is the Ehlers team. I think that's where the money is going to go. I think because they have so much available and they're trying to win, Ehlers makes so much sense for them.
But Ehlers, who is a fantastic player, makes the Hurricanes more of what Adam just said. They're going to be small-ish, zippier. They're going to score. They're going to be an elite regular season team like they always are. And they're a good playoff team. The narrative around them is wrong. It's just
hold on though. The Rangers. We got to remember 2 years ago when the Rangers were still good, and it was a historic fall off for the Rangers. They mopped up the Carolina Hurricanes pretty quickly. And
the Hurricanes were the better team in most of those games.
Who won?
The Rangers.
The Florida Panthers.
That is the big problem with the Hurricanes.
Swept them 2 years ago and then beat them again this year.
Very nearly swept them this year.
And it's not because Carolina isn't good. Clearly they're good. But they beat them each year for the same reasons. The same reasons.
They're probably a top 5 talent team in the league, and they just don't have what you need in those later bits of the playoffs.
I'm curious, guys. I look at the Logan Stankoven deal, and it's identical to Connor Garland's deal, and I wonder, well, that's what half a point a game players cost. I'm assuming they're expecting Logan Stankoven to be, at least for the next little bit, 40, 50, 60-point guy, and then at the end of the deal, when he is more mature and further along in his career, maybe he tops out even higher.
Yeah, this could be the greatest deal in National Hockey League history if Logan Stankoven matures into an all-star player. $6 million because of how long it is. The 8 years you're getting him till he's 30.
Yep.
And if we're talking about
nuts.
peaks of NHLers, so the last entire half of this deal from 26 to 30, he could be at his best, and you're only paying him $6 million in a world at that point where the cap could be 120.
Yeah.
If this bet is goes through and they win it, this could be one of the best deals we've seen in recent memory. Not unlike Nathan McKinnon making 6.25 for all of those years. if Stankoven's a first-line winger scoring 40 goals or something like that,
I think he's a 30-goal guy at least.
Could be a crazy good deal. And that
Maybe not yet, but
if they believe in that bet, like then all power to you.
Now, one thing I will say is that Carolina really smart about asset management. Big fan of Tulski, and I really like. If you look at their lineup there, I really liked how Nikishin just kind of came in and then was like, "Yep, I'm here now." And it was like, "Well, we don't need Orlov in the lineup so much anymore." That guy I'm going to be watching like a hawk. I think he's going to be a very good defenseman. They do need to add size up front. Do you think that a guy like maybe a Tanner Jeannot added to this lineup? You know, they got a lot of money to spend. Like a Tanner Jeannot maybe changes sort of the way that this lineup looks, or is it's got to be more than one guy?
It's got to be more than one guy. Like to me, like I know Stankoven is probably above Blake there in the pecking order, and that's just arranged by salary. The criticism with the Hurricanes is they don't have like the super duper stars. They have really great guys like Svechnikov is really great, Aho's really great, but then there's that next tier. Maybe Jarvis can get there. Boy, Kotkaniemi as your second line center is just such a blemish on that roster.
But there's no centers available. Like
that is the problem.
Nobody came up in free agency as a dynamic center, and maybe Besser makes more sense than Ehlers on this team because like I'm just switching sides with the players they're getting. Instead of getting the left winger in Ehlers, you get the right winger in Besser. And if they were looking at Marner or Rantanen, maybe it makes more sense to go out and get Besser. So
but that pushes Stankoven down. Who you just signed the big money.
Yeah, and you already have Jarvis there. So then do you want to run Jarvis, Besser, and Stankoven? So maybe my initial prediction on Ehlers is the right one here. Do you fill him in on the left wing, move Hall down?
They have talent, right? Like they have talent. They're not bad. There's a path forward here, but I don't think they can stand pat.
Steve, when Eric Tulski was one of those bloggers on the internet, now a general manager of a hockey team,
it's crazy.
You knew him.
I mean,
you knew him.
Acquaintance.
You guys follow each other on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Why don't you
not,
just shoot him a
that is not knowing someone.
Yo, what's the plan, Eric? E-Dog? Just shoot him a little message.
Every now and then I will shoot him AO. Like just AY.
Has he ever responded to you?
A couple times.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm assuming he's not divulging any secrets.
Oh yeah, no, he's imagine he just goes, yeah, we're trading Sebastian Aho for Jack Eichel. Why would you tell me this? Because no one will ever believe you.
Can I ask Adam a question before we wrap this video?
You may.
Adam, what are your thoughts on Frederik Andersen?
Man.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Listen, he's going to get you 20 solid games in the regular season, and he's going to get you 2 good games for every 1 bad game in the playoffs. That's what he did this year.
Adam Wylde.
I think that's fair. He's going to be hurt all year.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's kind of what he gave you. He gave you 2 good rounds in the playoffs this year and 1 really bad one. I think that's a fair analysis.
I knew this would be interesting.
That was a fair analysis. Go look up his numbers. Tell me I'm wrong. All right. Hi. SGPN's free agency coverage continues.